Once upon a time in ancient Greece, there lived a man named Oedipus, son of King Laius of Thebes and Queen Jocasta. His life was marked by an ominous prophecy that he would one day kill his father and marry his mother. Despite desperate attempts to escape this fate, Oedipus found himself inexorably drawn to fulfill the terrible prophecy, leading to a tragic end for both him and his family. Join me as we delve into the heart of Greek mythology and explore the story of Oedipus, whose life serves as a cautionary tale about the limits of human will in the face of destiny. The story of Oedipus is deeply rooted in the rich tapestry of Greek mythology, a world where gods and mortals intertwined in an intricate dance of love, betrayal, and divine retribution. Born a prince, Oedipus's early life was shrouded in mystery. His birthright, however, came with a heavy burden. The Oracle of Delphi had delivered a chilling prophecy that he was destined to kill his father and wed his mother. This revelation sent shockwaves through the royal court, leaving everyone who heard it, including his parents, to wonder how such a prophecy could ever be averted. In a desperate bid to defy the gods and alter his fate, King Lysias made the excruciating decision to abandon the infant Oedipus. He ordered the baby to be left on a mountainside with a simple wooden pin through his feet to signify his future as the child who had been pinned or fixed on the mountain. But even in the face of such extreme measures, the prophecy hung over Oedipus like a dark cloud, shaping the course of his life in ways he could never have imagined. After being abandoned on Mount Kithaeron, the infant Oedipus was discovered by a shepherd who then handed him over to King Polybus and Queen Merope of Corinth. These two became his adoptive parents and showered him with love and care, completely oblivious to the shadow of the prophecy that loomed over their adopted son. As Oedipus grew, so did his intelligence. He excelled in his studies, learning everything quickly and easily. He became known throughout the land for his wit and wisdom, earning him the respect and admiration of all who knew him. Little did he know that these very traits would play a pivotal role in his destiny. When Oedipus reached young adulthood, he inadvertently solved the riddle of the Sphinx, a terrifying creature with the head of a woman and the body of a lion, which plagued the city of Thebes. The Sphinx posed riddles to travelers and devoured those who failed to answer correctly. Upon hearing this, Oedipus, confident in his intellect, decided to confront the beast. When the Sphinx approached him, demanding that he solve her riddle or face death, Oedipus answered correctly. Enraged by her defeat, the Sphinx flung herself off a cliff to her death. In commemoration of his bravery, the grateful citizens of Thebes proclaimed Oedipus as their new king, unaware that they had just installed the very person the prophecy foretold. And thus, without knowing it, Oedipus had unwittingly taken the first steps towards fulfilling the prophecy that had been cast upon him. As king of Thebes, Oedipus ruled wisely and justly, bringing prosperity and peace to the kingdom. During his reign, the city flourished, its people thrived, and its enemies trembled at the mere mention of its formidable king. Yet beneath this veneer of success, the prophecy continued to fester, waiting for its final act to unfold. Years passed, and one fateful day, while traveling to the city of Delphi, Oedipus encountered an old man driving an ox cart. In a moment of carelessness, or perhaps fate's cruel design, Oedipus, eager to get past the slow-moving ox cart, became impatient and lashed out, striking the old man's goad. In a fit of rage, the old man driving the oxen challenged Oedipus to a chariot race, boasting that his team would surely outrun the king's. Oedipus, blinded by anger, accepted the challenge, unaware that the old man he had struck was none other than his biological father, King Laius. During the race, when King Lycus's oxen refused to move aside for Oedipus, the king struck them, accidentally killing his own father. Grief-stricken and horrified by what he had done, Oedipus fled the scene, consumed by guilt and despair. Upon his return to Thebes, Oedipus found that the city was under the grip of a terrifying monster called the Sphinx. The Sphinx terrified the citizens with her monstrous appearance and her ability to predict their fates. She demanded that someone should come forward to defeat her. No one dared step up until Oedipus came forward, driven by a mixture of desperation and determination to atone for his sins. The Sphinx posed her famous riddle. Whoever could solve it would be spared, but those who failed would be devoured. Her riddle echoed through the ages, becoming one of the most enduring challenges of logic and wit. What is that which has 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening? For 7 days, the citizens of Thebes huddled together, unable to come up with a solution. Finally, on the 8th day, Oedipus stepped forward. With a calm mind, he pondered the riddle. After a moment of silence, he spoke, his voice echoing with confidence. "I know the answer to your riddle," he said. The Sphinx turned towards him, her eyes narrowed, waiting for his response. "The answer," Oedipus proclaimed, "is man. In the morning, a baby crawls on all 4s. At noon, when he is strong, he walks on 2 legs. And in the evening, when he is old, he uses a staff for support, making it 3 legs." A hush fell over the crowd as the Sphinx processed his answer. After a tense pause, she realized that Oedipus was correct. Betrayed and defeated, she fled the city, leaving Oedipus victorious. And so the grateful people of Thebes made him their king, unaware that he had fulfilled another part of the prophecy by slaying his father, King Laius, in a strange twist of fate. Oedipus had unknowingly taken the throne that was rightfully his by birth, but which had been passed to another due to his abandonment as a baby. Shortly after ascending to the throne of Thebes, Oedipus married the woman who would become his queen. But little did he know that the same prophecy that had cast a long shadow over his life would also envelop his new bride. As the years passed, Oedipus and his wife Jocasta's relationship grew strong, united by their love and their shared desire to protect their kingdom. They ruled together, making decisions that benefited not only themselves but also their people. Their union seemed blessed by the gods, a beacon of hope in an otherwise gloomy tale. But beneath this facade of happiness, the prophecy continued to loom, waiting for its final act to be played out. Eventually, a series of misfortunes befell the kingdom, casting a dark cloud over their seemingly perfect reign. Crops failed, livestock perished, and a plague swept through the city, causing widespread suffering and death. Desperate to find a solution, Oedipus turned to Tiresias, a blind prophet renowned for his ability to see beyond the veil of mortality. Tiresias, after consulting the gods, revealed that the only way to lift the curse was to find the person responsible for the death of King Laius, the former ruler of Thebes. Stricken with fear, Oedipus ordered a thorough investigation into his predecessor's murder. As the investigation progressed, more secrets came to light, slowly weaving a horrifying tapestry that implicated none other than Oedipus himself. His adoptive parents, King Polybus and Queen Merope, were shocked and horrified by the revelation. They had raised Oedipus believing him to be their true son, unaware of his royal lineage and the terrible prophecy that followed him. Overwhelmed with grief and guilt, Oedipus abdicated the throne and went into exile, abandoning Thebes and the only home he had ever known. The citizens of Thebes, torn between their loyalty to their king and their need for justice, eventually agreed to allow him to return, granting him forgiveness and restoring him to his rightful place on the throne. However, this resolution only served to highlight the tragedy of Oedipus's life. Doomed from birth to fulfill a terrible prophecy, he had unwittingly killed his father, married his mother, and now ruled over a kingdom that was cursed by his very presence. As he sat on the throne, the weight of his actions pressed down on him, turning his triumph into a bitter pill of regret. Despite the tragedy that had unfolded, there was no one else who could rule Thebes in Oedipus's place. He was, after all, the only person who could claim descent from the royal line of kings that had once ruled the city. So he stayed on as king, but his heart was no longer in it. The joy and vigor that had once characterized his reign had been replaced by a deep sense of melancholy and resignation. As the years went by, the shadow of the prophecy grew larger, consuming Oedipus and his family whole. It seemed as though there was no escape from the clutches of fate. Even in the twilight of his life, Oedipus found himself grappling with the consequences of his past, forever haunted by the choices that had shaped his destiny. In the end, Oedipus's story stands as a testament to the power of fate and the futility of trying to escape one's destiny. Despite his intelligence and valiant efforts, he was ultimately brought low by the machinations of the gods and the boundaries of human knowledge and control. His tale continues to resonate with audiences today, reminding us of the fragility of human existence and the limits of our understanding in the face of a higher power. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the captivating narrative of Oedipus, a legendary figure whose story continues to captivate and teach us valuable lessons about life, fate, and the complexities of human nature. If you enjoyed this video, please show your support by liking the video and subscribing for more engaging content. We'll see you next time for more thrilling tales and insightful explorations of history's greatest legends.